How many games will the Washington Commanders win in 2023? What's going on, Washington football fans? It's Mitch here to give you my record prediction for the Commanders in 2023. This is a team with a wide range of outcomes. I'm going to go game by game, pick by pick, prediction by prediction, giving you my analysis on the Commanders' schedule in 2023. If that sounds good, don't forget to spike the like button and comment below your record prediction for Washington in the comments section. Now, let's go. The Commanders' season in 2023 kicks off with probably just about the best opponent you would ever want for a start to the NFL season, because you play the Arizona Cardinals without Kyler Murray, with a new head coach, and probably the worst roster in the NFL. And it's at home. So if Washington wanted a nice little start for young Sam Howell, that's what they're going to get. It's a win, okay? I think the Cardinals are like low-key one of the worst rosters I've ever seen in my entire life. That's not an exaggeration. Week number 2, you play the Denver Broncos. This one is a swing game. If Washington's going to be good this year, they got to win this game. But I could see them losing this game. Sean Payton, excellent coach, better than your coach. I think it's a tough place to play, mile high. I think Denver's going to come out with some energy, a different, newfound thought about what they can be, because Russell Wilson, I think, is going to be a little bit less of an egomaniac this year. They do have a talented roster. I'm going to lean towards the home team here, especially against a young quarterback that may not be familiar with that type of setting on the road. I think that's actually his first starting road game in the NFL, so that's not going to be easy. Then, in week number 3, you play the Buffalo Bills. Maybe you squeak this one out. Maybe you pull off the upset. I think that you can get pressure on Allen and make things difficult. But man, it's Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Like, they're really good. So I'm going to go with the Bills. Like, I don't know what else to tell you there. Like, Stephon Diggs, are you going to be able to cover him? I don't know. They've got a lot of weapons out there. They're a really good team. Trust me, I'm a Patriots fan. We haven't beat them. Like, I don't know how many times it's been. Week 4, the Eagles. I got the Eagles winning the first one. I think in Philadelphia, again, Sam Howell getting used to the NFL, and hopefully he can pick up some wins soon, because if he doesn't, you might turn to Jacoby Brissett. But I think the Eagles, one of the most talented teams in football, great on the line of scrimmage. I will say Washington in their division gives them issues because the familiarity, but then also you guys got that great defensive line. You guys have a pretty solid offensive line. Like, you can match up with their style of play, and you beat them last year. So I wouldn't be surprised if Washington beats them, but I'm going to say Philadelphia wins the game at home. Thursday, at home, short week. I lean towards the home team every time. And in this case, it's against a quarterback that's very athletic, but in my opinion, not a great passer. I don't think he has what it takes to break down your secondary. I think your pass rush, your athleticism up front can do a good job against Justin Fields. The other side, I don't think Chicago's defense is very good. I'm going to take Washington. Then in week 6, you play Atlanta. This is a must-win type of game at this point in the season. I think you beat Atlanta. Again, a quarterback that I just don't have any trust in. Like, I think Howell's better than Ridder. Ridder, I think, can be erratic. And if you do stop the Falcons' run game, which is a lot to ask, but I think you can with your defensive front, I think you can force mistakes. And then on the other side of things, Atlanta's defense is improved, but I don't think it's one of the best in football. Like, don't get me wrong. And I think your receivers should be able to have a nice day. So I think Washington wins. They're 3-3. That's not bad so far. Then you get to the Giants, where I think you'll split with the Giants. So I think you'll lose one and win the other, let's say. I think it's both going to be super competitive games. I think one of the games, we saw the Giants, I think it was a tie. Then they beat you in the other game. Both defensive games, I think they'll be similar to last year. I think this year you've got a little bit more of an offensive flair and creativity, which will help. And then I also think your defensive line will steal one of these games. I think they can expose the Giants' offensive line. So I think you'll win one of the games. Week number 8, I think you're going to beat the Eagles. I feel like last year you beat the Eagles. I think you can do it again. I really like how they played against the Eagles last year. They play with a toughness. They play with a physicality. They controlled the pace of the game. They didn't allow Jalen Hurts to be comfortable. I think they did a lot of good things. I think they can do that again. I think it's one of these matchups where Washington matches up well with the Eagles. Week 9, you play the Patriots. I got New England, my Patriots at home. I think that it's tough for a young quarterback to play Bill Belichick. And I think the Patriots are going to have one of the best defenses in football this year. They're always one of the most confusing defenses in football. They've got a better offense this year with a better offensive coordinator. And it's in New England. So I'm going to take the Patriots. In Week 10, the Seattle Seahawks, Washington versus Washington State. It's going to be tough for a young quarterback to go into that loud environment of Seattle. I have a lot of respect for the 12s out there. I've been there for multiple games. It's loud. It's tough. I think this could be a little bit of a shootout. Like, the Seahawks have really good receivers, and you have really good receivers. And I think this could be a little bit of an aerial assault on both sides if both of the offensive lines can hold up. This is one, again, where if you want a chance to make the playoffs, you're going to have to win. But I just see Seattle and Seattle as a win. I just do. It's tough, but I do. Thursday, I got the Cowboys. It's a short week. It's on the road. That's tough. Cowboys are an extremely talented football team. I think they win that game. Week 13, you play the Miami Dolphins at home. This is one where I believe I predicted the Dolphins to win. But this is one where if Miami's beat up on the offensive line or they don't have Tua because it's week 13 and by this time Tua could be injured, let's be honest, you could win this game. But given how things are on paper and if everyone's healthy, I'll pick Miami. But I will say, you can steal this game because I think there's a way where Miami travels to Washington. You can control the game on offense. You can get pressure on their quarterback. If, Armstead gets hurt a lot, like if their tackles aren't good, you can dominate the front. Like, I think you can win this game that way. So I wouldn't be shocked, but I'm going to take Miami if everyone's healthy because they're extremely talented. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Jalen Ramsey. Really good team, okay? Then you got the bye week. Then you got the Rams. I think you win this game on the road. I think any team the Rams play that is good on the defensive line, they struggle against. Like, I think they're going to struggle because they can't block. As soon as the game becomes a drop back passing game, they're going to lose. Stafford could also be hurt by this point. He's been dealing with a lot of injuries. They're a really poor roster despite having Sean McVay as the coach, and that's always tough, but I think Washington will win. Then you play the Jets. I think the Jets are a really talented team. Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback. Really good defense. Going to be tough. Week 17, one of the best teams in the NFL, Kyle Shanahan. Washington, I think, gives them a good matchup. Like, I think it will be a tough, dirty football game. But I think San Francisco wins. And then to close the season, depending on what Dallas has to fight for, I think they'll win and they'll sweep Washington because I think Dallas is going to be one of the best teams in football. They're good at the line of scrimmage. They're got a good quarterback. They've got a really good receiving core, an awesome secondary, a great defensive coordinator. They've got pretty much everything. They can run the ball. They can throw the ball. They can do it all. So at the end of the day, this is a very tough schedule, like insanely tough. You play the Niners, the Cowboys twice, the Eagles twice, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Giants twice, the Broncos in Denver. I mean, the Bears could be better. The Falcons could be better. This is insanely hard. So I have you going 6-11, and a lot of that has to do with the schedule. Last year, you had a much easier schedule. I think you're actually better this year. Like, I think you're more talented this year, but I just don't think it equates to a better record. I have a lot of questions about Sam Howell. I have a lot of questions about quarterback. I have a lot of questions about the offense, how it's going to look, the offensive line. I have questions about the secondary and the coaching staff. I think the coaching staff, I think you need a new coaching staff, and I think that will change after this year. But ultimately, I think 6-11, 7-10, 5-12, maybe 8-9 is about what you're going to finish. This is just such a hard schedule. I want to, the Commanders are one of those teams that I want to have a better record than I have them at, but I just can't because of the schedule. Hope you guys enjoyed and understand my process here. Gronk, spike the like button, and let me know in the comments your prediction for the Commanders. And also let me know why you agree or disagree in the comment section below. It's Mitch. Thanks for watching.